Old Vincenzo has arrived. Can you hear me now? Yes, walk with me, talk with me, and ponder. Why XRP yesterday? Why XRP tomorrow? Why Ripple? Why now? The simple answer lies in the central banks, corrupted by an elite group of specially trained criminal cartel. Their covert mission? To create hyperinflation, spiraling local purchasing power downward and rendering people dependent on centralized bank and government cartels. That's why I advocate for XRP and Bitcoin and why you must buy it now. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, support via Super Chat, and become a message brownie killer for only $2.99 a month. The best value by far.
Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, and just as the former governor and Mr. Olympian Arnold Schwarzenegger just said in that dynamite intro, we are the #1 XRP and gold and crypto investing here on YouTube and social media. Bell notification, just like old Arnold Schwarzenegger said. Comment down below. We'll continue as we've started running through the comment section and doing coin updates and coin technical analysis on coins you want. Subscribe, hit that bell notification, and share it far and wide to all your friends on social media and in your contacts and worldwide to get this truth and integrity. And just as Arnold was saying, the banking system, why XRP, why now, why XRP, why tomorrow, what the reason is and why you have to have it in your portfolio if you're trying to stay out ahead of the criminal manipulation and hyperinflation across the world and in local countries around the world. It's because there's a sophisticated, organized criminal gangster organization that has been specifically trained in special covert ops on taking over a country brick by brick over a period of time to devalue a local and regional country's currency, to take down nations and to put their citizens from having a wealth and prosperity for most, if not all, of the population, and force them and beat them down into submission via devaluing their purchasing power and turning them into poverty-ridden slaves to the state and dependents of the state and wards of the state. And that's what these organized criminals are doing in the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology sphere. And that's why you need old Vincenzo. And you can see the Bitcoin price has actually had a very nice day today. If we zoom in on the far out time frame, you can see, just to give you a perspective of where we've been, you can see when the Bitcoin price on this chart had its huge blow off top back here in 2017, 2016, and then the beginning of 2017, or 2017, and then it blew off in the new year, and then had a big bear market right here and came down and had severe overhead pressure. Then we had local accumulation zone, capitulation, and then we had the rounding bottom as the buyers or the bulls started to take over the market, and the sellers or the bears were getting beaten down, and the price was going to come up, and it absolutely did come up. And you can see it straddled along the 200-day moving average in green in the weekly time frame, and then it did pump, and it had a massive pump, and then we had the Bitcoin halvening, and then the price came down, and then we regionally bounced off the 200-day, briefly wicked below it, gathered some steam, gathered the buyers, beat down the sellers. There was a wall of sellers, and then the buyers came in, and then the sellers came in, and then the buyers came in, and then the sellers came in, and then the buyers got stronger. And you can see slowly and steadily after this localized flash dump, which was a flash crash, that really ignited and got the rest. And as you'll know, this is a trading rule to my lovely, beautiful followers. You'll often notice a major flash crash of liquidity before a market changes. So after you've been beaten down, you have a flash crash of 62.76% after you were finally starting to gather some steam here, right? After you finally had a nice pump, right here. But notice here too, you had the nice orderly decline, and then you had a massive dump and a local capitulation, just as a 80% dump and a 50% local crash was people thinking it was over, but that was really getting the rest of the weak hands, the rest of the FOMO buyers that bought up there and all up here that were only buying for the hype, only buying for the quick dollar, only buying to get rich, and only buying the moon train and the FOMO train. And this is local capitulation where they get out. This is profit taking. This is scared people starting to get out. And this is all those FOMO buyers capitulating. And that's why it often seems like if you're just buying hype and momentum and pumps, you always seem to buy at the top. And when you're selling on crashes and capitulations after a lengthy consolidation to the downside, that's why it always seems like after you bought the top, you sell the bottom, and as soon as you buy, the price goes down, and as soon as you sell, the price goes up, because you have to understand the minds of the market. And the market are people, and the minds of the people and the trades placed by the minds of set people in that market, in this case, the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, are the ones that make this line red and green arrows and dots, depending on how you're looking at it, Heikin-Nashi candles in this case. That is what makes these data points or the chart show up. And you have to understand what makes this chart show up and try to predict in a probability-based system into the future, right? And the best way to do that is to learn the technicals, to try to weight the favor in your house or away from the house and into yours slightly more, and understanding that all of this is just people in the market, which people are you and me, your neighbors, your boss, your wife, your kids, your grandmother, and your father, right? And you have to understand the way they trade and the way they think, most importantly, in the retail sense, and the majority of people, and that is retail traders, because that gives you an upper advantage and makes you understand in a simple, easy, free class trading rule here by old Vincenzo, in a super simple, easy way to gain some knowledge and understand it. That's why if you've ever had that problem that we just talked about, and then you see another one right here. We had a 66% dump, followed by the biggest bull market in cryptocurrency history, right? Then we had a flash crash, followed by a 1.5x bull run, right? And that's why that seems to happen, and that's why that's very important to understand the psychological thinking and minds of the market. And as we just talked about, the market is just people. And then you can see here, we've been in this rising channel. We were in the blow off top here in 2021 from the COVID pump. And then we had our mountain double top that looks like an M topping reversal pattern where you can do this. Then you have a neckline. And this is another what people charge $2, $3, $500 like AMTV for class and school. That's a mountain double top, right? And in the last 2 or 3 videos, I've given you super simple and easy, educational, powerful trading rules and ways to trade based on the technicals that you can get for free here. Remember, Jabroni Killer $2.99 a month or Super Chat are the best values here on YouTube to support the channel if you would like to do so, right? But this content is free, and there are ways to support the channel. And then that would be the neckline, and you would go from the top of the 2 double tops to the neckline to the breakout, and that would be your targeted move. And then you can see the technicals didn't tell you it was going to break down. The mountain double top didn't say it had to break down. The M topping reversal pattern didn't tell you the run was over, but it led you in a probability based system and way of thinking that the price was going to come down, and it did. And then the technical target was down here at about roughly $14,700, and that's why we had a 13,339, 369 target, and it came down to $15,557.32. So it didn't hit it dead on, but it gave you the leg up and an advantage to the downside before a lengthy consolidation or a retreat to the upside. And you can see you had a little fake move, your final dump, and then we had our nice run up. But that's what the technicals do. That's what technical analysis is all about. It's just another tool in your tool belt to trade with, to keep and enhance, even if it's only a fraction of a percent higher by using the technicals. That's a fraction of a percent higher to weight the probabilities into your favor, the retail trader, away from the house or the market, right? And you can see we've bounced, but what I'm worried about is what it seems to be here is we're just in an up and sideways consolidation right here, after what looks like a Bart Simpson pattern right there. And then that would be the neckline right here in a Bart Simpson topping out pattern after our rising channel right here, where a rising channel, it is just as wide at the start, and they can be uptrending like this, downtrending, or going sideways as it is at the end when it finally breaks out or trades out, right? And this could be the handle of that. And then what usually likes to happen is I call them that when they break out of a pattern like this, then you come into the Bart Simpson that sort of forms like a dinosaur, right? And that's the Bart Simpson head dinosaur pattern, reversal, topping reversal pattern, right? And you see how that kind of looks like a dinosaur or a turtle, right? And you got its shell here, that's its shell, and then that's its head right there. Sort of looks like a turtle, and that's a topping out reversal pattern after the buyers or the bulls become exhausted and the sellers or the bears take over the market and the price is going to come down. So I'm actually looking for maybe in the next 6 to 10 days, we retest the 61,000 175.02, and then eventually in the next 2 to 3 weeks actually do retest a major underneath support somewhere between 55,891 and 47,138. Like, subscribe, it's your peace and love.